Hi, my name is Michael Kennedy, an advanced basketball trainer and the lead instructor for the International Big Men Academy, and you're watching Pivotology, ultimate footwork drills for post players. Guards can use it too, but we're focused on the post player development. Now, the post, as we all know, is a very important part of the basketball game, and players' offensive capabilities help their team a lot. If they don't have too much on offense, that can hurt a team. So what I want to do here is basically supply you with some ammunition on the post so that your team has strong post players playing on the post. Now, the offensive combinations can run from 4 stages, 5 stages. Some players only have 1, maybe 2. So what I want to do, I want to take you through a series of stages, and I'm going to isolate them, turn them into drills, and hopefully those drills will help you to develop great muscle memory. So when you're on the post, you will remember, or it will become instinctual, to utilize certain aspects of these combinations. Now, for example, coaches always tell post players, post up above the block, because you want to utilize the baseline. You don't want to take away your baseline option by posting low, because that puts you under the basket. That's not what we want to do, so we want to post high. Now, not that I want to eliminate the immediate dribble in the post, we want to make it an option. So I want to supply you with some other variety of things to do that may come before you put the ball on the floor. Okay? So there's only a few ways you can open up and face when you're on the post. For example, you receive the basketball in the post. You can turn and face this way off the right pivot, or this way off the left pivot. Okay? The other option off the left and the right pivot is what I call the open sweep. Off the left pivot, off the right pivot. So what I want to do, I want to break those two components of the combinations that I will be going through today. I want to break those down and put them in a drill format. But before we do that, I want to get warm a little bit. So I'm going to do a little exercise, have some fun, loosen myself up a little bit, and hopefully you can do the same. I'm going to incorporate a soccer drill with a basketball drill, okay? And this is pretty cool because it's coordination, the entire body, the feet, and the hands. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a line drill. So we all know what the line drill is. So instead of running a line drill, I'm going to utilize the basketballs with my hands and my feet. So the first, here we go. Now we want to keep the feet on the ball. Don't just kick it down and run it down. Keep the feet on the ball. Keep the feet on the ball. Work on your feet, work on your footwork. Keep it on the ball. Don't just let the ball run away. Stop it. Dribble it back with the hands. Keep the feet on the ball at all times. Try not to let it get away. Okay, now got to keep the feet on the ball at all times, fellas. Don't just let it run away. Keep it on the ball. Just keep juggling it. Don't let it run away. Keep it on the ball. Keep it on the ball. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. And you want to dribble back full speed. Okay, we're getting warm. We're warming up. There we go. Keep it on the basketball. Yeah. Catch it. Don't just let it get away. Back and forth. Yeah. Now what we're doing is we're going to tap the basketball 20 times. We're going to go through another series of line drills. This may be a little slower. But we're going to tap the basketball, and we're going to proceed to the free throw line, back, half court, free throw, back. You got the picture. So here we go. Let's watch me. Now the feet, I want you to tap it. Don't step on it. I don't want anybody getting hurt. So do not step on the basketball. Just tap it gently, okay? Here we go. The ball should stay right in front of you. It shouldn't move. It should stay right there. Please don't step on it. I don't want you getting hurt, okay? Don't get hurt now, fellas. You big fellas, you 7-footers. I don't want you getting hurt. Just gently tap it. Don't step on it. There we go. Nice and easy. Push your dribble out. There we go. Oops, that's what can happen. The legs are getting tired. They're getting tired. Suck it up. Suck it up. Here we go. You're getting tired. Keep moving, keep moving. Suck it up. Yeah. Keep moving. Woo! If I can do it, you can do it. You can get it done. Too young to get tired. Come on. Pick it up. Come on. Woo! Yeah. There we go. We talked earlier in my introduction about the combinations on the post, and I demonstrated a few ways to open up and face your defender. And that's a variation as opposed to just putting the ball on the floor and backing down, okay? So what I want to do is the sequence I demonstrated before, pivoting off the right, off the left, opening. I'm going to turn that into a drill for you because frequency is required for muscle memory. The more you do it, the more instinctual it becomes. Now, coaches, make sure you get them on the sideline. So here we're going to go sideline to sideline. Coaches, if you want to make it a little bit more intense for your players, you can go baseline to baseline. But for our purposes here, I'll demonstrate sideline to sideline. Now, the first one, watch me. So what I did was I put the right foot behind the left, okay? Now, the left behind the right behind the left behind the right behind the left behind the right, right behind the left. That's about 20, 21. So we go back again. Nice and solid. Rip through from shoulder to waist. Rip through. Nice, easy pivots. Make it solid. Now, that's a great way to add some repetition to this particular component of your combinations, your post combinations. That's one stage. Now, woo, it's a workout. You may underestimate the way it looks, but it's a workout. Now, the second part, we'll go over the top now. So we'll open over the top. Here we go. Now hold the basketball waist high. Keep it waist high, don't move it around. Keep it right here, okay? Nice and solid. Hold your takeoff position. Don't lose your takeoff position. You need that. Hold on to it. Especially you 7-footers. Hold it. Don't lose it. Don't want you standing up straight. Okay, we'll go back again. Hold that takeoff position. Don't lose it. Keep that basketball waist high. Don't move it around. Work on those pivots. Work on the power of the pivot. The next part I wanted to add to that was the little glance over the shoulders, because misdirection is something you'll hear your coaches talk about quite a bit, especially with the passing. They'll always tell you, don't just pass in, misdirect. Look here, pass there, okay? Some refer to it as no-look passes. But on the post, you can also misdirect to throw off the defense. And a great way to do that before you get into any of your combination on the post, your combination sequences, is that little glance over the shoulder, right? Remember, takeoff position, you can't lose that. If you're standing straight, you're going to be much slower on the post. So what I just did, that combination there, that drill there, what I want to add to it, we can do that. What I want to add to it is the little glance over the shoulder. You receive the pass, glance over the shoulder, you're going the opposite direction, okay? If you receive the pass, glance, ooh, you're gone, okay? So that, coaches, you can insert that in this drill. You basically have them glancing away from the pivot. So if you're going to pivot off the left, give a little glance to the right. Now you're going to pivot off the right, a little glance to the left. Pivoting off the left, a little glance to the right. Pivoting off the right, glance to the left. Pivoting off the left, glance to the right, and so on and so on. Coaches, we got to drill this because you guys are always telling your players, misdirection. Don't just get into it. Give a little fake. Do something to throw off the defender. So now, you just opened two ways on the post. Here, pap, and here. Okay? So now, when you open, what's the next thing, Instructor Kennedy? What you got for me? Okay, this is what I got for you. So now that you've opened up, okay, say for example, I open this way. Now what? Okay? The defender didn't take it. Now, I want to make sure I'm still in my takeoff position. Bigs, 7-footers. Do not lose it. Do not lose your takeoff position. Don't come out of it. Coaches always talk about play it from low to high. I refer to this as your takeoff position. You know why? Because without it, you don't have no value. If you're standing straight on the post, you can't be effective, okay? You will not be effective. So, stay in that takeoff position, all right? Now what we're going to do is, we need an option after we open. The defender didn't take this. I want to throw something else at him. So, we're going to cross the body. Okay? That's the next one in this series. So I want to turn that into a drill for you. And again, coaches, you got to drill them. Okay? So here we go. You basically stand, I normally, in a camp of about 20, 30 players, I just line them up along the sideline. It's much longer, it can facilitate 20 players. I'll line them up, and I go through it with them. So everybody has a basketball, and now it's left hand dribble, right foot. Right hand dribble, left foot across the body. Say there's a defender in front of us. We just basically want to cross his body. So we go. Now you want to make sure you're in attack mode. Don't just prance through it. 7-footers, drop your bums. Lower your center of gravity. We're playing from low to high. But for this purpose, we stay in low. So it's a nice solid dribble, and we want to make sure we're not dribbling from shoulder to ground or waist to ground. We want to dribble from knee to ground because you'll be able to recover the basketball quicker. So guards won't take it from you. Boom, nice and solid, okay? Boom, cross, there, come back, change foot, back, 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 back. Now I call that cross the body, okay? Good little drill to have your players working on this, crossing the body, okay? Now, we want to work on a drop step, okay? So how are we going to do that? Again, line the players up on the side, and we'll go through it. Remember, the first two we just did, this is the third in that sequence. So here we go. Watch me now. My left foot is going behind my right. Okay? Takeoff position, takeoff stance, low center of gravity, dropping the bum, all of that. It's required. This, bigs, 7-footers, 6'9", 6'10", 6'11s, hey, even the guards. This is required. Make sure you're holding on to this. Do not lose it, okay? So here we go, watch me. My left foot is going behind my right, and I'm holding the takeoff position, and this is pivotology, fellas, and we're gonna use our pivots, okay? So here we go. Watch me now. Again, the basketball is held waist high as I go through this movement, okay? Now, boom, left foot behind right. Now, bigs, if you're standing straight, you won't have much distance on that drop step, okay? And this is a martial arts move. I've adapted this from the martial arts, but it's a great way to work on the drop step, Okay, but stay low. You got to stay low. So here we go. Huh? Now, hold it, pivot. Okay? Now, see this? That's necessary. I could not have done that without holding my takeoff position. So my bum's got to be low, right? So now, holding that, drop, pivot. Drop. Try to stretch it as far as you can. Pivot. If you're standing straight, you won't have no effect at all. You can't stand straight and execute that drill. Right, coaches? You guys understand what I'm talking about, right? So this is why coaches are always telling post players, lower your center of gravity. Okay, I'm gonna go straight through it now. Pivot. 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 Now hold it. Pivot. 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 Okay? What's that all about? Okay. Let's go through the sequence again. Open, cross the body, drop step. Okay? I received the pass. Defender didn't take it, crossed the body. He took that, drop step, and I'm finishing. Okay? I can't dunk like I used to. I'm a little older now. I should say I'm grown up a little bit. But you guys can. And that's a mean move with a serious dunk. That destroys teams. Okay? But players, centers, 7-footers, you got to stay low. Okay? You got to stay low. Now, the same sequence that we just went through on the post to get a monster dunk or a power layup here, forwards can utilize that in what I call the mid-range post as well. And the mid-range post is about here. Bigs, you could do this in the mid-range post as well. That post player may be pushing you off the box. No big deal. You only need one dribble to get from here to the basket with that series of combination we just worked on. Here, you face him up. Bam. If you low and you stretch the step, you can get there with one dribble. So it shouldn't be a problem if you get pushed off the post. Just got to be careful the guards aren't reaching at your dribble when you do make it. And we're only dealing with one dribble here, okay? So what I want to do is work on this sequence as well. Now, it's a way to attack the basket from the mid-range post and also from the post. So the basketball is here. We're basically going to retrieve it, and I want the post to bend your knees. I don't want you to bend over, head below your bums. I want you to drop your bum and retrieve the basketball, okay? And hold your takeoff position. So we're going to shoot a little jumper from the mid-range post. So you're going to leave the basketball there, and you're going to approach it nice and quick with a jump stop. Stay low now. Remember, we're staying low. Jump stop, off the glass. Okay, now, that might be a little slow, so the other option is to just roll it out. Go get it. Stay low, off the glass. Okay? We're gonna work on that. You can either put it down, start from the opposing post, go get it, off the glass. Or you roll it out, let it go, Now, you got to stay low in order for that to work. You can't pick it up with your bum above your head. Knees got to be bent, back straight, retrieve it, pivot on the right, or you can retrieve it and go off the left for a little jumper. Okay? Now I want to drill that movement. I want to drill it. So this is how we're going to work on that. Put the basketball just above the top of the key. Stand at the free throw line. Stay low. Drop your center of gravity. Pivot. This is pivotology. The pivot's the key here. Lower your center of gravity. Lower it. Stretch that step. Retrieve the basketball. Stay low because you got to come back to square one. Okay? Hold that pivot. Stay low. Come back. Now I'm back. See, it requires some balancing. If you're straight, it will not work. Stay low. I'm even fumbling because I'm a little too high. Get lower. Retrieve it. Because you got to come back to point A, right? Retrieve it. There we go. Nailed it. Nailed it. Stay low. Knees bent. Nailed it. Work through it, Mike. Work through it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah. Now, we're going to explore if the defense recovers after you drop step, okay? So you open up, face, cross the body, drop step, change weight from left to right, defense recovers, now you're coming back for a jumper, okay? And I like to call this the remix because you're basically just rewinding that move. Okay? So let's take a look at it. Open. Pop. Okay? So basically there, you just changed. You didn't change your pivot foot. You change weight from one pivot to the other, okay? Watch it again. Either way, you can open either way. Face, cross the body, pivot, change weight. The defender comes, pop. Now, I want to insert the fakes because you are playing on the post and it's a lot of bodies that are in the post. Contact is a big thing in the post. And misdirection is awesome on the offensive side of things. And one great misdirection is the fake. Okay? So most of your moves, you're going to have to insert fakes before you execute a variety of your moves. Because defender, it's a contact game, especially in the post, and you're playing with contact. And the defense is all over you. So you're going to need to use your fakes. So what I want to do here, I want to take you through one little drill to drill the fakes and also drill the power dribble. So here we go. We go power, dribble 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, that power dribble is knee to floor, not waist or shoulder, not that or this. Lower your center of gravity, hold your takeoff position from knee to ground. Remember, the guards are reaching. Every time you put that basketball down, they're reaching at it. So it's knee to ground. Not even the waist. Yeah, you can get away with the waist at times. But let's focus a little bit more. Knee to floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Takeoff position is in place. We're safe. Now with the fakes, because on most of your combinations, you may need to insert a fake to misdirect the defense. Okay? Get them something, throw a little decoy at them so that they react to something before you execute your move. Okay? So the fake, we're not looking at the Tracy McGrady shot fake. That's for Tracy McGrady. What we want you guys to do is not to get the basketball above the head on the fake. So in every single move that you make on the post or in the mid-range area or shooting threes, you got to be in your takeoff position, because when you fake, you're expecting the defender to elevate off the ground, to jump at the shot fake, right? So if you fake and leave your takeoff position, you're going to give the defense time to recover to block your shot. What you got to do is fake and hold takeoff position, takeoff stance, low center of gravity. So not above the head. We're just going to go and back to the waist, and back, nice and quick. Not this and not that. Don't come out of your takeoff position. Stay in it. Okay? Watch me. I'll turn sideways so you see my stance. I don't come out of it. I don't do this. I'm not doing that. Because when I fake, I want the defender to jump, and I want to make sure that I can elevate over the defense when they're on their way down. So I got to hold my takeoff position. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice and quick. Now combine the two. Power, fake, power, fake, power dribble, fake, power dribble. Okay, so do that for about 10. So you go 10 power dribbles, 10 fakes, and then a combination of 10 as well. 10 power, fake, whoops, work through it, power, fake, power, fake. So you do about 10 of those. Now, the fake, as I said, back to the combination. Here, we go through, let's go through a little series. Face, That's where that fake comes in. You want to hold that, because if he recovers after the drop step, say you did a poor job on the drop step, and the defense recovers, you want to make sure you're in takeoff position. Now you insert the fake. Get it back to waist nice and quick. So it's back to waist nice and quick. So when the defender leaves the ground, you can do your thing. Your jumper, or your elevation towards the basket. For those who can dunk it, dunk it. Those who can't really dunk it, a power layup. Okay, nice and strong. It's got to be strong. So that's where that fake comes in, because sometimes the drop step may be a little slow. You're going to need that fake. But as we just drilled it, the fake, for it to work, you can't be standing straight, fellas. You got to hold takeoff position, not above the head, not the Tracy McGrady. That's a Tracy McGrady. Tracy does a great job with that shot fake. He gets them off the ground, and he's quick enough to get back into attack mode to execute his move. But for you young ones coming up, let's leave that for a little while. Let's keep it tight, just to the head and back, and then you can get up on your jump shot. Gotta work those feet out, fellas. Now I want to throw something at you. You hear me talk a lot about pivoting because this is pivotology. It's about the power of the pivot. We can't rule out the pivot. It's so important to utilize your pivot on the box. I'm thinking the days of Akeem the Dream. That's probably the first pivotologist, and I call him that because he was bad with his pivots. You look at some of Akeem's work from back in the day when he was schooling people on the post, his pivot was just awesome. And I call him a pivotologist because he was one of the first guys who used the pivots so effectively, so often, so frequent. Not too many guys now are using it as often as he did in his days. Now you get Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamental. These guys are all master pivotologists. These guys use the pivot to just lay you out. And not enough post players are using it as well. So this is dedicated to those guys who paved the way for us and are teaching us and have taught us how to use our pivots. Those are the three of the master pivotologists that I just love to watch. I was fortunate to work alongside Akeem, and I learned some things. And it was a pleasure just to watch him operate, use his pivots on a day-to-day basis on the post. So this is dedicated to the pivotologists, the guy who's paved the way, the Kevin Garnetts who's followed suit, the Tim Duncan, Boozer. Boozer is awesome as well, using his pivots. And those guys have separated themselves. And there's a few more. Europeans like Scolia at Houston right now. Those guys all do a great job of using their pivots. So I want to throw something else at you. And we're going to combine jump stop, takeoff position, and an elevation, okay? So you hear me talk about takeoff position a lot, and it's very effective when you're using it. Now, rebounding is such a key, offensive rebounding is so key to this whole equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little way coaches can drill players on this, okay? So I'm going to approach the basketball with a jump stop. I'm going to jump stop into a takeoff position, pivot. So I'm thinking rebounding right now. So I'm going to pivot and attack the rim, all right? I'm basically going to just touch the rim for this drill purpose. Here we go. Okay, now if you see that, that's where takeoff position comes into play, because back in the day, maybe I could have put my head on the rim when I had a 41-inch vertical. But those days are gone. Coach Kennedy's a little grown up now. So for all you bigs, your takeoff position is extremely required in order to elevate on a rebound or a shot blocking, okay? And this little drill combines takeoff position, pivot into the explosiveness that's needed to get off the ground, okay? Step into it, raise. Raise. Notice I pivot and I'm in my takeoff position and I can extend that step, okay, before I jump off the ground. If I'm standing straight, it won't be effective, okay? So coaches, you can drill them like that. You line up 4 or 5, run them through at a time. next man, and so on. Okay, so I just introduced you to some footwork drills, coaches, players, footwork drills that take apart some combinations on the post, drill them in order to develop muscle memory, create instinct on the post. So the first thing players don't do is receive and put it. We don't want you guys to do that first. We want that to be an option. You can do that when you're getting ready to back players down. But it should not be the only thing you are capable of doing on the post. You should have fluidity with both pivots. You receive it, you can go this way, or that way, or this way, or this way, okay? We want you to add those components to your footwork on the post. We want you to be able to use your pivots effectively. And these are some great ways to do that. Okay, so we just went through a series of combination, broke it down, drilled it. Now I want to put it all back together and just show you a way to work on your combinations by yourself in the gym, and not just to stand in the post and receive the basketball and go through them. This, I think, is a great little way for you to add a little bit of variety, add some fun to your workout, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to roll the basketball. If it was a group of players, coaches, if it's a group of players, you can just put the ball on the floor and have them, because we continuously want to work on takeoff position. And if the basketball is on the floor, your bigs have to lower their center of gravity. They got to drop their bums, they got to hold and get into their takeoff positions, or takeoff stance, okay? So if it's a group, if you're working out 4 posts, players, you can just put the ball on the floor. Or for our intense purpose here, for this DVD demonstration, I'm alone, so I'm just going to roll it and go through the moves, okay? Here we go. So now, takeoff position, I'm just going to roll it out. I'm going to go get it. Okay, so fellas, now that we have gone through the drills, we've drilled various components of the combination, I'm going to just go through some of the moves so that you can see them being put back together. I'm going to use them in the mid-range post and also on the post. So mid-range post is for when you get pushed off the block, Have no fear. Once you've drilled all those components, you'll be able to utilize them in the mid-range area just as effective as you'll be able to utilize them on the post. 7 foot, 6'9", 6'8", 6'7", whatever, it doesn't matter. Because all you need is one dribble. And as big as you are at 7 feet or 6'10", 6'11", one dribble from here to there is no problem. As long as you have been drilled on the variety of components that make up the combinations, you will have no problem feeling comfortable in what I call the mid-range post, okay? So now I'm just gonna roll the ball out around the floor a little bit and just go through some combinations, okay? Here we go. Replace. Now, what I want to do is, I want to explore the FIBA step. In Europe, this is where it originated from. In Europe, you're allowed that extra step, and I know FIBA basketball is being played in North America, in Canada, some parts of the States. So some of you players will have some use for it here in North America. Obviously, the European players will have a lot of use for it. So let's explore it a little bit, take a look at it. Yeah, it's coming. The FIBA step. You gather yourself. Now you can step through. It works much better. It's much more effective. Stepping diagonally across the body. That way. So you gather yourself, step for a little hook, or you can step to the rim for a dunk, right? Okay, let's look at that again. The FIBA step. Come here, defender. Get away. Get away. So that's that little FIBA step. Can't use it in the NBA. Can't use it in American high school or college, but it's a European thing. You can use it in Europe, and there are various parts of Canada in high school, and I think in club ball, that they use FIBA rules, so this step would apply. This is Mike Kennedy signing out. Hope you enjoyed the contents of this DVD. For information, to contact me, info@internationalbigmanacademy.com is the email address. Website, internationalbigmanacademy.com. Phone number 416-524-2657. Hope you enjoyed the contents of the DVD once again. And looking forward to seeing you in a future camp. Okay? So have some fun with the DVD, and we'll see you. Have a good one.